What's going on, beautiful people? Breathe with me real quick. 4 seconds in. 4-second hold. 6-second exhale. Hey. I want to be more present with everyone I come in contact with, virtually or in person. As the sun is out, as butterflies fly by me, as bugs that I've never seen land on me and crawl on me and communicate with me, I'm reminded that I am present. I'm reminded that I am here. And I've been doing a lot of reflection. For recently, I've walked away from much that no longer serves me, or that my spirit just would not allow me to be a part of anymore. Some of these acts were done for me, and some of them, again, my inner being just made the decision for me, and I'm grateful for that. That person I've titled Laurion-Asahn, and that is the space that I will move in until it's time for me to evolve again. But as I'm now in this person, I can better understand the person that I was. Lawrence, or Law. Lawrence and Law were raised by an incredible structure. I had a father who had a journey. I had a father that was able to get a second chance. And with a second chance, he moved differently with my twin sister and I. He moved differently with his second wife, my mother. My mother, she had an interesting beginning. She was the baby of 3. She had an army father. She had a meek and sweet mother. My father, on the other hand, his father left him when he was 6. His mother, one of 9, and she lost both of her parents by the age of 17. And even though she was middle of the 9, she was inherently the mother of her siblings. She had 2 sons, my father and my uncle, and they grew up in an era where it wasn't like it is now. It wasn't as safe as it is now. So in her love, but also not having that masculine, she raised my father with more discipline that she knew her motivating factor was love. But my father didn't receive it as love at the time. He understands that it was love now, and he understands that had his mother not done what she did, he probably would not have lived and be alive to this day. My mother, on the other hand, knew it that her father loved her, although her father also didn't have a relationship with his mom, so much so that my grandfather did not attend his mother's funeral. My grandmother knew this. My grandmother was like the epitome of love in her own way, and showed my mom that love. You now have those 2 people who created 2 more people, my twin sister and I. My father, in understanding the structure that I needed, made sure that discipline was front and foremost in my life. From working out, granted he didn't have the the best tactics. He would make fun of me. Keep it a buck, he would tell me, since I was a little chubby, you can't even see your get boxing gloves and just pummel me until I learned how to defend myself, learned how to fight. I mainly also learned never to be afraid of no man. My mother, in wanting to protect her son, did her best to shield me from my father at times when she thought his tactics were not the best. She also did her best to have me avoid conflict, avoid confrontation that could escalate to where a life could be taken or I would take a life. And I had that balance. In many areas where my mom knew I needed certain love from my father that he couldn't provide, she would do that above and beyond. And I love that structure because the structure helped me to understand that this world, well, I now know that everyone is not my enemy. I also know that not everyone is my family. I do have a better sense of community. My family taught me community. The religions that they were in taught me community. Being able to live in homes within communities taught me community. You know, taking care of my neighbors, the older neighbors, landscaping or shoveling because they couldn't do it taught me community. But my parents also taught me the structure of husband and wife, right? The world could beat you up as a man. And I remember my mother just always being there for my father. I remember my mother always being there for me. And I mention this because then I had a twin sister who triangulated it all. She experienced everything that I experienced almost in real time, but from a different perspective because she was a female. But she also showed me loyalty. She showed me love. She showed me protection. She showed me support. She always had my back, still does. And this was my structure when it came to, I guess you can say, what my expectations developed into. So that when I would enter into relationships, my first marriage and all my relationships after that, there was a certain standard that I expected. There was a certain standard that I at times felt that I also needed until I went through my journey, until I did my work, to be able to then realize that I have to have me, all of me. I can't expect that from anyone. But if I was to have someone on my team, to be able to be honest enough with them to let them know exactly what it is that I need, what it is that I would like from them, as well as what it is that I can provide for them. And I realize in some relationships, I don't need and ask for much, but what I do need, require, desire, hasn't always been met. And my lack of boundaries and accepting this lack prolonged some relationships longer than it needed to be. It also had me go through things that I just didn't need to go through because I knew, nah, it's not what I want. I'm giving you all this. I'm just requiring this and this. If you can't give me these two things, why should we proceed? And while I realize that there's certain things from my past that I need to let go and move on from, which I am doing, there still are certain structures and foundations that are important to me. And if someone's going to be on my team, I need you to be on my team. Because if I'm going to die for you, I'm not saying I need you to die for me, but I need you to rock with me. You feel me? And I'm grateful to have an example of exactly that, because I know it exists, and I know what I want.